I trust the ones before us.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Fruit for Thought, and this week we're with our diversity monologist at Gonzaga University. So I'm really excited for y'all to get to know our guest today.
Hello, my name is Nermin and I'm a freshman at Gonzaga University. I'm a public health major with a minor in leadership.
So this is the first year that you're doing diversity monologues.
Yeah.
How are we feeling? Are you excited? What kind of pushed you to do this?
First year, I did not plan on doing this, I'm gonna be honest. I really hated the idea of it. Like, I was like, I don't want to stand up to somebody and just like, not even somebody, it's like a whole like presentation.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't like the idea, I don't want to do this. And then I came across so many issues with my life and like bad moments, bad times, and something inside of me was like, share your voice because you can't ever share it. And like I'm a person who like emotionally is hard to like, I can't share my feelings for some reason.
Yeah.
It's very hard for me to explain my feelings. Like, I don't know how to share my emotions. I can't cry for some reason. Like, it's just so hard on me. But when it came to like this moment of my life, I started crying a lot more, and I didn't know how to like share emotions to my family or friends. Like, they were like, what's wrong? Why can't you explain? And to the point they even got mad at me. Like, I didn't know how to share it.
Yeah.
And I was like, I really don't know what's going on with my life. Like, it's really that bad. And then I saw the diversity monologue post, and I was like, okay, this is cool, Christian page, okay, cool. Like, I've seen him so many times. And then I saw it again, I was like, is this telling me to do something? Like, should I do something about it? I'm like, no, I'm gonna skip it. Third time. Still skipped it. I was like, you know what? If I see it again on a post or on somebody's post or something,
Yeah.
I'll do it. And then UMEC actually posted it again on story, and then they post it as a post again. And like, reminder, please sign up.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, this is my chance. Let me just do it. And here I am doing it, feeling so nervous. I'm so nervous that I have to like memorize this whole script of mine.
Yeah.
Nervous to be speaking about my culture and like who I am and why I'm doing this. And like, nervous to speak about violence because it's not easily spoken about.
Yeah.
And it's really hard in this society right now, especially because like of what's going on in our world right now. And like, I've grown up with my family always telling me, don't share things like this, like it's really scary, don't be like that, it's too scary, you can't do it. And like, especially because we're ethnically different.
Yeah.
And then because of that, I grew up with that mindset, but like, I was like, I need to like change that. My parents, I know if I do it, I haven't told them about this actually, I know if I do it, they're gonna be like, wow, you did something, that's a lot, it hurts, but it feels really good that you spoke about it because you're the first person in our family to do that. But I know at the same time they're gonna be like, are you gonna be safe when you go back to school? Do you think you're gonna be walking around safely? So I'm just nervous about that part too.
Yeah, it is definitely a risk, and it takes a lot of courage to share stories, especially with the story you're telling. But from my perspective, from my point of view, I think it's so powerful. It's where people need to hear it, and people need their minds to be expanded, because they can't find themselves in this little bubble. We're humans, and we need you to see us, and we need you to listen. And so I am incredibly excited for people to hear your story, but I'm just so proud of you for taking that step, especially as a freshman. Like, you're like navigating college, you're navigating a whole different chapter of your life. But something that I just admire is that you are so grounded in who you are, and you're so proud of your culture and your family. And I think it's just like, it shines out of you. I don't know if you feel that way, but it does.
Yes. No, you like read me a lot. Like, I'm very passionate of where I come from and who I am. And like, if I were to be ever, I don't believe in it, but like, this slang has always been stuck in my head. Like, people have always said, like, if I were to be born another life, this is this. But like, if I were to be born another life, I would love to be born this ethnic again, because there's nothing ashamed about it.
Yeah.
Another word, guys. That's gonna be a word I'm using.
So good. Just going back to this year's theme, because this year's theme is purpose.
Yes.
I guess my question is, like, what does purpose mean to you in the context of the story that you are sharing?
Purpose, it was really hard for me because I didn't know what I was doing this for. But then again, the word purpose came to my mind, and that was the theme. And I'm gonna be honest, I didn't even know until I put it in. To me, I'm doing this for my people.
Yeah.
This is the purpose. I'm doing this for me, for my ethnic, for the decades of like thousands of years, for my family, my ancestors going through so much of this. My family's dying because of this. My grandparents, like my grandma especially, who I cherished and loved the most, she passed away because of all the stress from this, and because of all the sounds and the knocking and hardcore cursing and everything. She passed away because of that, and because of so many kids, like even younger than me, or newborns who were dying because in the streets because of the smell of gas or gunshots or anything. I had to do something about it, and that's why I chose, like, this was my purpose. I'm not doing it just for myself. I'm doing it for my people who have been going through this since God knows how long, like ever since 1920s. Ever since then, my family, my ancestors, everybody has been going through this, and nothing has ever been done. We've been always left behind. We've been always betrayed. We've been always never been taken care of. They're always calling us different kind of evil words, but they just can't believe like we should exist and stuff like that. And I was like there has to be something done for this. And my culture, like, they've done so much. People my age have stood up to these people, like, against us, these enemies of against us. They've been doing, like, look me in the eyes, I don't care, kill me if you want, but guess what, I'm still standing as a Kurd. And because of them saying that, they're doing a purpose for their culture. I don't fear that. I don't fear nothing but God. But because I'm not there, and I've already went through a process like that, I came here and I couldn't do anything other than my parents just always donating, giving back. I was young and I couldn't do anything, and I don't ever work, and my parents are very big on, like, please focus on education, do something better than us, be something better than us, so you can show us more. Yeah. You can show this culture more. And since they always had said that, I said, okay, I don't have something that I can give back to the country over there, or to my region over there. Why can't I do this? This is my purpose. Maybe sharing this voice could be a reason I can be, like, out there more. Yeah. I've done it in high school. I've presented and did an event just for my culture. Why can't I do it at Gonzaga? And one of my biggest dreams was to go to the rotunda and have my flag up there. Yeah. And it's just so hard to fill out the application because it's not a country but a region. Yes. And it's like a hard time answering those questions, and I still don't know how to answer those questions. So and then I was like, let me just start off with this. Let me start off my purpose with this, and that's why I picked diversity monologue. Yeah. Oh my gosh, chill. Literal chill. Yes. I think the fact that there is going to be raised awareness. There's so much impact and power in that. Especially like as we go back to recognizing people living in their bubbles, it's like they're not thinking about anything else outside of that. And so when they get to be in a space and have their perspectives expanded, which is the hope, hopefully that they're walking away with something. You know, I feel like we don't get to see that often, especially at a predominantly white institution. Yeah. So, yeah. I agree with you. When people are sitting and then they have to go home, what are you hoping sticks with them, stays with them? What do you hope that they are really, like, impacted by? My biggest dream is for them to know who we are. I really want people to go out. Let me do more research about Kurdish people. Yeah. We don't ever exist in these people's eyes. Especially when I came here and said, oh, I'm like in 2016, ever since coming here, I've always said I'm Syrian, and they always just assume that I'm Arab. And I really dislike the idea of that. Like, why are you just assuming something that I'm not? And especially when I came here and just got these racism, microaggression vocabularies, like just assuming what I am. Like, are you Moroccan? Oh, you're Albanian. Oh, you're Latin. And I'm like, no, I'm a Kurd. And they're like, what's that? And like, they don't believe that we exist. Yeah. They don't understand who we are. They don't think we should exist. Or like, if you don't have a country, why are you existing? Like, you know, things like that. And it's just like, I really want people to leave with like, who are the Kurds? Let me do more research on them. Or like, dang, like these people went through so much, like what can I do to help them? Like I really want people to leave with that idea and expression.
Yeah. We've talked a lot about like audiences and other people, and so I'm wondering, in writing this piece, because it is a heavy piece, and then after workshopping it, now there's pieces in there that really just really emphasize and really show like even more of you.
Yeah.
And so I'm wondering, what has this process been like in the storytelling process, the workshop? What have you learned about yourself, and how has that impacted you?
Yeah. I learned that I can be aggressive. No, like literally. The day I actually got that sign of like, let's do the diversity monologue thing, was the day I actually it was the hardest day for me, because I had a bad day with education. I had a bad day with my courses. I had a bad day with like friends around me, and my family was putting pressure on me. And I kept seeing posts back to back on Instagram, TikTok, everything, Google News. And I just got overwhelmed by everything, and I was like, I can't. And I just got into that Word document, and I started typing everything, and I just wrote whatever I could. I felt like I was blabbing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I met one of my coaching advisors, and she was like, she teared up for me. She was like, you wrote so amazing. Why'd you do this? And I was like, what do you mean? This is like me blabbing. I don't understand what I'm writing anymore. She's like, Nermin, this makes sense. And it's so sad for me to not, like, I never knew this. And when she said that, I was like, oh, like, I can write when I like have emotions, and like when I'm going through something, I can just let it out, and it makes sense to people.
Yeah.
To me, it just doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? Like I feel like I'm aggressive. I'm like using these hardcore words, and like, what am I saying? You know what I mean? Like, who are these evil people? Why are they calling me like that? Why, like I'm just using this aggressive tone, and they're like, Nermin, this tone hurts. Like, I'm sorry that you have to go through this. And I'm like, dang, like I just never expected this. Like, you know what I mean? I just learned like I can write well as long as I put my emotions and feelings into it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So we learned that you are a naturally gifted writer.
Ah,
That is what we just learned.
Yeah.
But no, I think you bring a valid point of like storytelling and writing as a craft, especially like with diversity monologues, like this is what it's about and things, but outside of that, the craft of writing and how not only do we learn so much about ourselves, but how it reconnects us to just our soul, because there's so many emotions there and everything. And so to hear you say that, you know, that you feel like it comes off as like angry or anything, but it's one, I think it's being like affirming of like of the experiences you've been through, of the emotions. Like I feel like it's a way to validate yourself and pour into yourself and recognize like I'm a human being and I don't have to feel ashamed for how I feel. You know, like that's kind of like how I'm picturing it, is like your human emotions are just as valid as the dominant narrative here, whether they see it or not. And so I am so proud of you for just, you know, being unapologetic about what you're writing about and what you are sharing.
Again, my name is Nermin. Full name is Nermin Khalil Omar. My name means like soft. My middle name is friendly, which is my father's name. My last name means welcoming and a generation. And of course, it's passed down through generations through my family. I'm a Kurdish. I'm a Kurd. I was born in Syria, but I'm ethnically, mother tongue, everything is Kurd. The reason why you should show up to Diversity Monologue is, again, genuinely, these amazing stories are going to be shared. These voices are going to be shared. These proud, strong voices are going to be shared. Those who are even hidden are going to come out, like, to show that. And I just think that's just a powerful image. And I will say, like, I'm not going to brag about myself, but like, I'm going to say I did do for like 4 years of leadership in high school, and I'm here still doing leadership. I believe that like I have many leadership qualities, but when I got to college, I felt that like my leadership qualities like were left away, especially because I'm in a new environment with like a hardcore like dominance on me with like this microaggression and like racism kind of vibes. and I felt that my leadership skills very decreased, but it didn't. Like, it just went hidden.
Yeah.
And I just do it behind the scenes a lot. And I feel like that me coming out on diversity monologue is one of the strong power messages that I'm gonna like show my leadership skills again and show that I can be a leader in a strong environment like that. And I feel like that diversity monologue is one of the strongest performance at Gonzaga University, with multicultural people just coming in together, sharing who they are, where they come from, or what stories they have with them. And you should definitely show up again to it, because I'll be sharing who I am, what I am, and why I'm doing this for my people, and like just trying to leave you guys with a message of like, don't hurt me anymore, and know me for who I am, know me for my ethic and nothing else. That's what I want to show up with.
I trust the ones before us.